Okay, welcome to Chapter 8, Lesson 8.1, where we're talking about circles. And a circle is a set of all points in a plane. Remember, a plane is not an airplane flying overhead, but a flat surface. So a set of all points in a plane that are the same distance from a point called the center. So you've always known what a circle actually is, but now you know the technical definition of a circle, which you will probably never need again. You will need to know, however, that the radius is the distance from the center to any point on the circle. Or you can remember it's halfway across the middle of the circle. The diameter, on the other hand, is the distance all the way across the center of the circle. So the diameter is 2 of the radiuses put together, or 2 times the radius. The radius is the diameter divided by 2. So the radius is halfway across, the diameter is all the way across. Here in example 1, finding a radius and a diameter, for A, it says the diameter of the circle is 20 feet. Find the radius. So you do need to write down this formula. R equals D divided by 2, or the radius equals the diameter divided by 2. So they gave us the diameter, we plug that in. The radius is 20 divided by 2. The radius is 10, so 10 feet. For part B, it says the radius of a circle is 7 meters. Find the diameter. We write the formula down, and always write the formula down, not because you have to, because these problems are so hard, but you need to start getting in the habit of writing a formula and then substituting in. So you write the formula down. D equals 2R, for diameter equals 2 times the radius. Well, it says the radius is 7, so diameter equals 2 times 7. The diameter equals 14, or 14 meters. Now you try a couple. Now the distance around a circle is called the circumference. The distance around any other shape we call the perimeter, but circles are special, so we gave it a special name, circumference. The ratio, circumference divided by diameter, is the same for every circle and is represented by the Greek letter pi. The value of pi can be approximated as 3.14 or 22 over 7. We will always use 3.14. The circumference of a circle, we use the formula C equals pi times D, or circumference equals 3.14 times the diameter. You can also use circumference equals 2 times 3.14 times the radius. So use either one of those formulas to find the circumference of a circle. When we find the circumference, we always say it's about, however, whatever answer we come up with. We say about because we don't have the exact answer because we've put 3.14 in for pi. And 3.14 isn't actually what pi is equal to. We can't write down what pi is equal to because it's a never-ending irrational number. So we just write 3.14, and that gets us close enough. For example 2a, finding the circumference of this circle, we'll use the formula circumference equals 2 times pi times r, or c equals 2 pi r. We look at the circle, and they give us the radius is 5 inches. So we plug in 2 equals 2, and for pi, we plug in 3.14, and for the radius, we plug in 5. So we have 2 times 3.14 times 5. So the circumference equals about 31.4 inches. Now for the part B, this is the only time we're actually going to use, instead of 3.14, we'll use the fraction approximation, which is 22 sevenths. So we'll use the formula C equals pi d. Why will we choose that formula? Because they gave us the diameter for this circle. When they give us the radius, we'll use the other formula, but they gave us the diameter. So we use c equals pi d. We plug in 22 over 7 for pi. Again, we'll usually use 3.14, but for this one problem, we'll use 22 over 7. And for d, we plug in 28. So the circumference equals 22 sevenths times 28. Or the circumference is 88 millimeters. About, that is. You try a couple. Finally, in example 4, we're finding the perimeter of a semicircular region, or a half circle. Now, back to perimeter now. It didn't say circumference, because it's not a circle. It's a half circle, so it's got a half of a circle and then this straight edge to get back. Remember, to find the perimeter, we have to get all the way around. So the first thing you do is you find the distance as if it were a whole circle, so the circumference, as if it were a whole circle, and you cut it in half. So they have c over 2, because you're dividing the circumference in half, equals pi d divided by 2. Notice they're dividing it by 2 because it's just half a circle. So you find out that it's 3.14 times 6 divided by 2. 9.42 meters to get halfway around this circle. Now, we're not all done because we're not all the way around this shape. That only got us from one tip of the circle, half, all the way to the other, going over this rainbow-like shape. But we have to get back to the original spot. So we still have to go 6 meters, or across the bottom of this semicircle region, to get back to where we started from. So 6 plus 9.42 gives us 15.42 meters. So the perimeter is the whole thing, 15.42 meters.